heaven?
No. It's Iowa.
The world of post-apocalyptic nightmare. One man is half man, half bad take. He roams the wasteland, trying to tear down people's correct opinions with his nonsense. Hey, I don't know, I didn't really like that movie. I don't know, I just thought the characters were really annoying. We're talking about Citizen Kane, man. Didn't really get it. Why wasn't it an action movie? Dun, dun, dun. We're talking Matinee on the Pot of Dreams.
How could such a thing happen, Dr. Grabau?
The ant's saliva must have gotten into Bill's bloodstream and gone straight to his brain, just as the radiation, which is measured in units called Roentgens, was released.
And that's how he became a...
Mant.
Gotcha.
For the kids of Key West, Florida, there was nothing scarier than a monster matinee.
Lawrence Wolfe, the master of movie horror, exterminates you with Mant.
The story of Mant is based on scientific fact, on theories that have appeared in national magazines.
But in the fall of 1962,
a series of offensive missile sites is now in preparation on the island of Cuba.
They got the biggest scare of all.
They're gonna bomb us?
The country is on red alert.
And what a perfect time to open a new horror movie.
That'd be the best show to take a girl to.
The whole world's gonna blow up anyway, so we should just do whatever we want.
You know, last guy she went out with in reform school?
He did teach me a lot.
What about?
About my body.
Think if the bomb were about to fall, she'd do it with me?
Wait till you see the feelers on this thing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Some of it's stage lighting, some of it's magic show stuff, but the big studios, none of them have anything like it. You never, ever turn one above 6.
This is it!
from Joe Dante, director of Gremlins.
You see what he's putting back? The showmanship.
The bombs are falling!
You think this is some kind of picnic for me?
Oh, I'm still concerned about that bomb thing.
Little question of taste?
No, but your younger patrons, you could have some seat wetness.
John Goodman.
I love this business.
Matinee.
Man, I've seen this twice.
Hey everybody, you're listening to the Pod of Dreams. If you listen, we will pod. I am hosting today. My name is Ben Lewis, along with Kevin and Eric. How are you two radioactive goofballs doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, I'm just tucking in here, making sure I'm not gonna blow up with the, atomic bomb. Just
duck and cover.
Make sure you put your hands on the back of your neck, man. That's the only way to stay safe.
I mean, what if an insect bites you at that exact moment, though?
Hey, then I become Mant or Godzilla.
Sure. Nice little mix. So, yeah, we're talking Matinee. I picked this as a Joe Dante movie. Of all the ones that I haven't seen, this is by far the one I want to see the most. Well, not too far behind By Explorers. I think this is a movie that Eric hadn't heard of at all, and Kevin had a vague recollection for.
Yep.
I mean, this is a sweet movie. We'll just say that on the front end. But let's start with Kevin before Eric starts ranting and raving. What did you think of Matinee?
I thought it was a cute movie. It was trying to push a lot of nostalgia buttons for the baby boomers.
True.
But those buttons were missing on my nostalgia keyboard, yeah.
It's pretty clear Joe Dante is doing a love letter to his youth. I mean, I looked at it, he was born in 1946, so he'd have been around 15 when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened, and he would go to monster movies in the afternoon and write to magazines. Pretty clearly he was the protagonist, and he just wanted to reminisce about his youth. So it's even more specific than this is like Joe Dante specific nostalgia. This is absolutely all about him and his youth. But Eric, did the cuteness annoy the piss out of you?
No, it didn't annoy me. It reminded me a lot of the Spielberg movie that came out a few years ago about his childhood and how he started making movies. It was a lot like that. And I liked the stuff about the monster movie and was he supposed to be Alfred Hitchcock? I know someone said he was when he asked him to sign his name. He's like,
no. There was another producer with the name of Lawrence Molnar or something like that.
Okay.
He worked with Roger Corman.
Yeah.
Okay.
The John Goodman's character is based off of somebody in real life who was, I think the bit is that he's like a knockoff Hitchcock, right? Like,
right.
The very first thing we meet him, he was a man who was.
He does like the Alfred Hitchcock. Presents, where he turns his face. He's got the cigar. But didn't, like, when he's at the gas station, wasn't he going to sign his name? And the guy said, like, Alfred Hitchcock. Mr. Hitchcock. Yeah,
because he didn't know who Lawrence Wolseley was or whatever. He's like, oh, I think you're a famous guy, and you act like Alfred Hitchcock, so I went with that. Yeah, there's just a little like throwaway line that he's kind of smug, like, oh, people know who I am, and then it turns out he looks at the actress and she's like, oh, he didn't know who you were.
Right.
He knows the guy you're imitating. Yeah, I mean, I think the second half is more fun. I mean, there's some setup, kind of do a lot of table setting in the first half, but then it gets more fun. I mean, I think the best part to me was the spoof movie, like the main one, Mance. And then there was like a little tiny
the shopping cart one.
Yes, the like Herbie the Love Bug parody or whatever. Like it spot on hit those kind of movies.
Naomi Watts, wasn't she?
Yes.
The one in that? Okay.
Very early, very brief role for her. Yep, as the woman on the street in that one. That was the stuff that I liked the best. I mean, we get a lot of character stuff, and coming off of Zardoz, these aren't like super rich characters, but they have some personality and some that they exist in a way. So that part was really nice. But everybody's kind of like one-dimensional, but they all had their little tiny arcs that they finish off by the end of the movie.
Did there need to be that many? There seemed to be too many little side stories going on.
Like the buddy with the girlfriend that was like, kind of a car thief or a criminal who was like threatening to beat him up. Like, we did not need that storyline in this movie at all.
It was kind of underdeveloped too. Like, we see the guy, and I don't know the actor's name. He's in Hocus Pocus.
That's what he's from. I couldn't identify that guy. I was like, I know I've seen that kid in another movie.
He's the kid in Hocus Pocus. He was also in Fury, Indiana, which is a show that Joe Dante created too, and I remember him from at least one of the episodes of that. But he sees, the girl in the hallway and has like the I'm in love, doughy eyes thing. And they go from that to he's talking to the girl and they're like going on a date and they're like really connecting. It was like there had to be a scene in there at least. But there wasn't. It was clearly like I think there's something missing, because how do you go from like he's barely talking to her, barely knows her, to like they're kind of dating all of a sudden? What happened? It's pretty goofy. Everything's kind of, it's not quite real. It's got a little like cartoonish tint over everything.
Yeah, I thought it was a sitcom-y.
Yeah, it's almost. Yeah, there's a little sheen, which.
Well, but Gremlins kind of has that too, but it works well when you start introducing little gremlin monsters. Like this, that's what this movie didn't have. It was just like the weird kind of campy Gremlins part without the gremlins.
Well, right, and the gremlins the gremlins toe the line because they're like these goofy anarchists, but they also do kill people in the movie, so they're also threatening. There wasn't any like serious threat in this movie. It was
like radioactive ants would have made this movie a lot better. I was like, can we actually get radioactive ants? That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, you wanted this to just be Mant the whole time? Just the full Mant?
Yeah. But I know that's not the purpose of it. I just the backdrop with the Cuban Missile Crisis stuff and him wishing his dad was home and his mom watching the home video is like, it just...
That's pretty saccharine.
It's a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little schmaltzy. I mean, it's like it doesn't quite hit at home. It's like there's the need for escapism because the world is constantly in distress, even though like the Cuban Missile Crisis, we see it dissipate at the end of this movie, right? There's going to be a bunch of other crises that humans are always going to need the escapism. I mean, we get that early on too when he's like, it's thundering outside, and then he listens to In the Jungle as his brother goes to sleep. So there's that little current of it. But yeah, it is a little... I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Meet the Fabelmans is a good analogy. Although this is a little more lighthearted and less self-serious than Meet the Fabelmans. So I kind of liked that it wasn't that serious. But yeah, the goofiness, it's just not funny enough for how goofy it is, because it's not quite a comedy.
It's just kind of a little goofy nostalgia trip. It's hard to articulate.
Yeah, when Goodman shows up, he adds like kind of a more goofy element to the movie because he's doing his like John Goodman thing where he's not really serious about anything, and I think it would have worked better if he just was like a real filmmaker and he was trying to push his movie, but he came off as like some snake oil salesman.
Oh, see, I like that part. I think it was everybody around him that needed to be a little more serious. He's kind of a charlatan and he kind of knows that, right? I mean, he kind of tells people what they want all throughout the movie. It's kind of always, what does somebody want out of this interaction, right? When he gets first confronted by the main kid, who I don't know that actor at all. I don't know what else he's been in. He's like, oh, I saw this guy that was protesting yesterday. He's actually was this other guy in this monster movie. And he wonders what the kid wants.
The Gremlins dude.
Yeah. Dick Miller is that actor's name. Yeah. He's in a bunch of Joe Dante stuff. He's in, he's in a bunch of stuff. But he's like, what does this kid want? It turns out the kid's just a fan and just wants to be a part of the magic. But everybody else was just so goofy. It's like nobody was serious at all. Like we get the cartoonish like liberals in Palm Springs. They weren't really serious, like the parents that get called by their first name, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what
the girl from Donnie Darko, right? Wasn't she in Donnie Darko?
The Donnie Darko? Mrs. Doubtfire is what I knew her from.
Oh, or in Independence Day? She was in Independence Day.
Oh,
okay.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. That's right. Okay, yeah, those movies. But yeah, I mean, like, they're just kind of cartoonish and they're never, like, given any realness.
Yeah,
and
like the theater manager. He was, like, on a different level.
Or Robert Picardo, yes, being the goofy, paranoid guy about the world ending. Everyone's just a twinge too goofy to take seriously. And I didn't mind it. I guess I wasn't looking for something super heavy or anything like that, but there's not enough contrast tonally. Everything is just kind of splat.
But like
goofy.
Goodman gives that speech about like horror movies where you look between, if you cover up your face, you're missing the whole, and then like how like a caveman would, avoid being killed and go back and tell everybody about like what happened. Yeah, and like that's why you like horror movies is because like it's the release of like what was scary and it's not happening to you, so you feel better about your life, when you leave the theater, which I thought was kind of cool, a little profound, I
love that little animated sequence too, where we see the animated woolly mammoth on the side. No, I like that bit too. I mean, I like almost all the stuff with the actual movie itself, and I like John Goodman's character. He's the reason why I like this movie more than I dislike it, because I think he makes it work. Like.
Yeah, I wanted more of him. I wanted more of his story rather than the little kid's story. But now that I think about how, and you mentioned it, how Joe Dante is the protagonist of the movie, basically.
Yeah.
That's why they're focusing more on the kids.
Yeah, I agree. The kids aren't super interesting. There's a little bit of the brother badgering his younger brother a little bit, but it's not. I don't like it as much as I'd be more interested in John Goodman having to work through the logistics and figuring out the tricks than like having a little more tension with putting the production on. Because there's no real tension. Like this movie doesn't have any real tension. It just isn't any. Like the greaser who's going to beat up the kid, there's no real tension.
Yeah. Well, I thought they were setting up tension of the greaser trying to work all the movie buttons and stuff, but he did it just fine.
Oh yeah, where he explains it all, and there's like no way he's gonna get this right. Yeah.
Well, he did screw it up. He did turn the thing to 6. I mean, at one point we get a line like, "Don't ever turn this past 6 or whatever." There's some nozzle that's supposed to change, and he did, and that's what caused people to think
the Rumbotron
it was an actual bombs dropping. But even when the kids get trapped in the vault, like their life is threatened because they're going to run out of oxygen. They just get crowbars and open it. It's not a lick of any actual worry in this movie about anything at any point. It's one of the things that's like, if you don't want to have to worry, then fine. But like there should be a smidgen tension. But like I like some of the little lines where Robert Picardo's like, they told me it couldn't possibly be open. That's what the salesman said, and John Goodman's like, I was in the wrong business, because he obviously knows salesmen are full of shit, right? So then they're able to just get it open.
We need to go back to the days where like a director or filmmaker would just go from like town to town and just like attend the premiere of their movie. Like we need to go back to that. We're like, DiCaprio's got a new movie coming out, the One Battle After Another. He just goes, he's in Des Moines, he's in Minneapolis, he goes to Kansas City. Like,
sure,
we need to get back to that.
I like that. I mean, it was fun.
And like tricks in the theater too. I was thinking about that as like we need to increase that kind of like somebody jumps out during the movie.
No, I don't need that. I don't need that. There's
at the 7 o'clock on a Friday night showing. But
you don't need a buzzer to your electric buzzer.
Start getting
word
of mouth. It's like, dude, somebody jumps out in this when you watch this movie. Like we need to mix it up a little bit with the movie.
I wouldn't mind.
Shit.
I mean, everything's cyclical, right? Because they did this stuff in like the 50s and 60s
right.
when they were like trying to compete with TV, right? There was like a Fight Pay TV was underneath the marquee, and like they're trying to just zhuzh it up quite a bit. And yeah, I think it's time to go back to
alternate endings. Like, oh, did your theater get this ending? No, my theater had a different ending. That kind of shit.
Well, like there's been some stuff, the 4D stuff every once in a while, but yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like for a movie like Mant, right? It's perfect, right? This isn't a serious movie that like I need to pay attention. This isn't, The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan or whatever. It's a silly movie about a man turning into an ant. And that was the most entertaining part. I mean,
there was some good lines, like they were talking about put the insect aside, and then he's
panics.
like, insecticide.
Yeah, the only time I really laughed was when the dentist, for some reason, like the dentist is considered the expert. He's
a doctor.
Yeah. And right outside, they have the Mant is in the jail. She's like, I don't think he belongs in here, doctor. He's like, when are you gonna ditch him and come with me? I'm the only real man you know, baby. And tries to make out with her right in front of the ant. It was like so ridiculous. That was the other time. That was the only time I really, really laughed. And then just the cadence of that, like the other doctor who comes along and says a big word and then explains what it means. Accelerate. That means increase at a fast rate. Like he would say that. Like just all these little like touches. That was really where this movie worked for me, was at those moments. That was the most fun. The absurdity of the mask and the way that he threw in a bunch of ridiculous lines and seeing the stunts come along as they happened. That was where it was fun. The kid drama, I mean, I want him to see his dad, but that was less interesting. I want the Hocus Pocus kid to snag his best gal, but again, all the characters just it's the very truncated arcs. I don't know. I mean, I like the guys that are just the actors who are pretending to be offended. Try to drum up controversy. I mean, that's fun, but it's not substantial. I guess it's just there's no substantialness to it. I guess it's like kind of shallow. That's how I feel. Like it's reasonably well executed, but there's just not a lot of heft to anything that happens. It's like a weightlessness. Kind of what I felt.
Yeah, I agree.
But
100%. John Goodman's an interesting, like, leading man too. Like, I know you said you guys liked him, and I like him too. I mean, he's great in a lot of things, but I don't know if is he ever a leading man that you want him like the center of your movie?
King Ralph.
Man, usually, no, your overall point's correct. Like, he's not a guy who he's a character actor at his core. So, yeah, for 95% of movies, I think there probably could be a movie or two where he's perfectly suited to be the lead and he'd crush it every once in a while. But he's not going to be just the out-and-out lead role. But he's a guy that whenever I see him in a movie, he makes the movie better. I've never.
Think of Arachnophobia, like when he shows up in that movie. Awesome. Like he's always great. Inside Llewellyn Davis at that car scene, it's awesome. Like he's an awesome actor. I like him a lot.
Any Coen brothers.
Yeah,
he's in the lead, and he's the he is technically the lead in this, but the movie does hop around a lot between him and the kids. So I don't even know. I mean, you could view him as a character actor that just happens to have an outsized role. But I mean, I loved him when he showed up in Flight.
He's on
the
scene. Oh, Flight. Yeah, absolutely. Get him the.
He has like one scene and he annihilates it.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, he is on the cover, and if you look at it, his name is above the title card.
Well, because he's the only like real super famous person in this movie. Yeah.
The other ones are unknown kids.
Well, in '93, what is he? He's already on the Roseanne, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's on Barton Fink and Raising Arizona, right? So
he's not a star in Raising Arizona at all.
He's not super famous, but he's the only person anybody would recognize, if at all. When was King Ralph? I've never even seen it, but when
I've never seen King Ralph. 91.
Okay. But to me, this movie's problem isn't too much John Goodman. It's too little. I agree with Kevin. It's like I would have, if they focused more on his character, it would have made the movie better.
Oh yeah, Flintstones is 94. So yeah, this is the start of where he's like he's becoming a big star. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you had to market it, he's the one you'd go with, because there really isn't any other options. I mean, Naomi Watts is not a star at this point. But this movie didn't make any money, which is interesting. I was like thinking about this. Like, I didn't have a good reason why, because this is really starting to be prime baby boomer nostalgia time. Like, the movie JFK came out in 91. Forrest Gump comes out in 94. Sandlot came out in 92. Like, the early 90s is when there was just a ton, and probably a bunch more that I'm not thinking of boomer nostalgia movies. And this seems like it should hit that sweet spot.
Big chill.
Because this movie was, cheap, relatively speaking. It was like, it only spent like $10 million to make it, but it didn't even make that back. And I don't know why. Maybe just it was tough to market. I don't know. But yeah, if I were a kid in the 50s and 60s going to movies, this would hit harder, I think. It still made me a little bit excited, but not a ton, because movies were already way different. So I don't know, but it kind of baffled me, because it should have been at least able to make a small profit, but it just didn't even do that. It just like completely just went nowhere. And just got vanished, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a tone problem with the movie. Like, it's just a hard, like, who is this movie for? It's not a kids movie, but it features kids.
That's kind of the problem. Is it? Yeah, I guess The Sandlot's a baby boomer movie, but it was clearly a kids movie, and I loved Sandlot, even though I was not a kid in the 50s. Forrest Gump was, I guess, an adult movie. Specifically,
Forrest Gump's for everybody, but
well, sort of. There's some stuff that I did not understand when I saw it the first time as a 10-year-old. I did not know. I think I ruined your roommate bathrobe. I didn't know what had happened. I was confused in 1994 about how the bathrobe was ruined. And some other stuff that I don't think I quite get. I didn't understand all the drug use and stuff. But yes, it's a movie you could show like a 12-year-old for sure. My 6-year-old wouldn't care about it. So yeah, it is kind of stuck in that because it's kind of a kid's movie. It's kind of not it's so idiosyncratic, I guess, is probably the biggest thing. It's so specifically Joe Dante's youth. I mean, it isn't even just, it's just this guy, because he was the geeky kid in town that loved monster movies and was reading the magazines. I mean, he reviewed movies for a while before he got in with Roger Corman and worked his way up. And that's what I like about the movies. It's clearly just this one dude made the movie he wanted to make. I mean, this movie isn't like studio interference problems. This is just, he made a very idiosyncratic movie that I just don't think has a ton of broad appeal.
It says John Goodman's net worth is estimated around $35 million.
Okay.
Where do you think that's? Oh, he was getting $400K an episode for Roseanne.
The Connors?
Oh, especially
and the Connors, yeah.
Especially the second go round, and even the 90s being on a major network sitcom in the 90s paid super fucking well.
And you'd get like royalties and stuff on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Residuals.
Yep.
I mean, I was just like looking over his filmography, and he's almost always just like a side character. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a character. He absolutely a character actor.
Scully, or is he Scully from
Monsters Inc.? Yep.
I bet that's a good payday. Or Sully,
Sure.
Yeah. I bet that's a big payday.
Sure, I'm sure it was.
He's the second lead, basically, in that movie.
Yeah, him and Billy Crystal probably could even be co-leads. I don't know who would have been bigger in like 2000 when it came out. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's who he is. This was a sort of more outsized role than he typically gets. But that happens. Like Michael Stuhlbarg in A Serious Man. He doesn't usually get to be the leading role, but he killed it in A Serious Man. It's a perfect role for him. It works. I think. I love A Serious Man, but usually he'd be a side character. Usually he's not going to be the lead. Every once in a while. But no, he's just well, John Goodman is probably the biggest reason why I like this movie. That and just all the Mance stuff.
We need more monster movies. That's horror's doing well. There's a lot of good horror movies, but like monsters, we just don't.
There's too much existential angst and too much overt metaphors.
Spielberg kind of ruined that for everybody with Jaws and Jurassic Park. Yeah, like it's almost impossible to make that kind of movie now.
Maybe. I don't know. I think you could. You got to be sort of aware of the tropes. But I think you can have fun with it at some point, because most horror movies are like haunting metaphors for grief.
Yeah,
they try to be too cerebral.
Horror. Yeah.
And it's like at some point we need to go back to just here's a scary thing that's killing people, teenagers, whatever, and then eventually gets shot in the head with a AK-47 or whatever.
Recently watched Weapons, which was a very good movie. I recommend it, but that sort of has like there's like a villain sort of, but not like a monster. We need like monster movies.
Sure, I agree with you, Eric. It's time to. Things are cyclical. I think.
Yeah.
Have it be a monster. Have it. It killed people. It's a creature. It was buried in.
Have you guys watched Godzilla -1? That was a good monster movie.
I did watch that. It was pretty good.
I know it's super well reviewed. I never saw it. It wasn't in.
It had like the best computer generated images like I've seen in a really long time. I thought.
Yeah, that's because they were working in a third world country, making 25 cents an hour working on it.
Like 18-hour days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we did get the King Kong stuff. Like Kong Skull Island is sort of that a little bit, but yeah, it's not. It's kind of just gone by the wayside.
Like Arachnophobia.
Sure.
Spiders, yeah, whatever.
Scary spiders.
I saw a trailer for it's a movie that stars Paul Rudd and Jack Black, and it's about them making a remake of the movie Anaconda.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe it's like a real thing that's coming out. It's like they're like two buddies. They're like, let's get some money together and like make our own version of Anaconda, like the John Voight, Jennifer Lopez movie. So stupid. And then they actually run into a real big anaconda. But
oh gosh, I'm also ready for some of the meta stuff to just die down. Like you don't need to be so self-aware that it's becoming irritating. Like you can engage in some of the basic tropes. It's okay. You don't have to like reinvent the wheel every time.
Yeah, it's like Deadpool ruined all of that now. Everybody's Deadpool.
It's like it's okay. You can just do the things that we all know you're going to do, and it can still be really fun, or make minor tweaks to make it exciting. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm ready for some more traditional stuff. And some of the set stuff. I mean, I just like the theater itself. I like the way the theater felt in this movie. Like the marquee was there. It was already kind of looking a little old. It didn't look like super new or nice. And the posters, like the man who shot Liberty Valance was on there. Like it just, I like those little like, oh man.
Those things are all gone now. All those small town movie theaters, like those things are all gone.
Some of them can survive if they're like become dollar theater second run.
Yeah.
when I'd go to my grandma, sometimes we'd go to a movie. It'd be like, at the time it'd be like $1 to get in. It was a little like town theater, but yeah, they're almost all gone. Yeah, the idea that like Palm Springs is this small little town, and yeah, that part was nice. But yeah, overall this is like a sweet little fun movie, but it's certainly not a stressful watch. It's also not that captivating either. But I think I liked it more than I didn't like it. It's like a 3-star, maybe 3.5, depending on my mood. I really do like some of the stuff in the second half. I do think it becomes a lot more fun once you get to the actual movie. So it's kind of in that range for me. Not mind-blowing, but what do you guys think?
It was right in the middle for me. 2.5 stars. I just didn't connect with the nostalgia-ness of it. But I did like John Goodman's performance. And there was enough going on in the storyline, at times too much going on in the story. But it was entertaining enough. Barely.
Yeah, I'm right with you. Probably 2.5 stars. There was like you had mentioned earlier, Ben, kind of a sweetness to it that I did like. Like there wasn't anything nasty about it. None of the characters were really super terrible. I suppose the greaser boyfriend was
he was just kind of stupid
dipshit. Yeah.
Well, at the end he starts. He went a little crazy and like pulls out his knife.
He does pull a knife, yeah.
Right. He tries to like kidnap the lady and.
But who does? I mean, who doesn't do that? Everybody does that. Like that's no big deal. No.
It's like, and the poetry just bit wasn't funny. Like I know you're supposed to laugh at him because he writes this bad poetry, and it was bad poetry, but it wasn't funny. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I just struggled with who is this movie for?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's hard to recommend.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, my mom wouldn't care about it. Wife wouldn't care about it. Tried to see if my kids wanted to watch it, and they were kind of like, They were a little fascinated with the whole Mant concept, like the ant movie they kept calling it, but they didn't want to watch it.
See, I was super confused because like Matinee, like the title of the movie also kind of contains a lot of the letters that spell the Mant thing. So it was just like, I don't know, my brain was caught up on that as like, the title. Why not just name this movie Mant or so? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Matinee. It's a weird title.
It's a weird title, right?
Yeah, it doesn't help the movie. I don't think.
I suppose
I can't think of a better one.
You've watched a lot of those movies were matinees, right? Like the monster movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And the movie they see is a matinee.
Yeah. They don't get to do the evening
light
screening.
outside after.
It's just the Mant matinee thing. Just I was hung up on that.
Well, it's still a weird title. I get why they went with Matinee, but it's like, I don't know how you'd sell it. I mean, I don't know what would be a good title. You could call it Mant, but that would be misleading too. Nobody would know what Mant is. And if you put like a big half man, half ant, and then it's just about kids running around Palm Springs in 1961, to be like, oh, I'm disappointed. I thought this movie was about a half man, half ant. I think it was about just kids. Yeah, there's just not a.
But
a good
and
way
then
to
you
market
throw
it.
the Cuban Missile Crisis plot line in that too. Is like, is that what this movie's really about?
What's about escaping the stress, and they need to escape real horror with fake horror. That's what Johnny. I mean, it's thematically coherent. It's not like it knows what it's about and what it wants to do. It's just not substantial. It's just flighty. But I mean, I'm glad that he got to make the movie he wanted to make. This is like the last time I think he got to just pick, because this is on the heels of Gremlins 2, which I didn't even know Gremlins 2 was a hit. I loved it as a kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then he, maybe this is a movie where he stopped getting to do. But then he did Small Soldiers again. I don't know if that movie made money, but then it really tapers off in the 2000s after that. And it's also the way movies are made changes, right? Everything gets CGI, and he was a special effects guy. And
is he still with us, Joe Dante?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Be funny if there's a new Joe Dante movie coming out.
Yeah, I don't know what he'd do. I mean, I don't think he wants to do Gremlins 3. I don't know even how you do a Gremlins 3 after you Gremlins 2. I have no idea.
Did he make the Piranha movie too? Isn't that a Joe Dante?
Yeah, that's 79.
Okay.
Pretty blatant Jaws knockoff. I mean, explicitly.
Yeah. Not bad though.
I know it's fine. It's a cheapo Jaws knockoff. It's a creature feature, right? It's kind of movie. It's a matinee. Like you're gonna see some teenagers get murdered by piranhas. That's the movie. But yeah, it's all right. It's okay movie. Yeah, I don't know who would. I'm glad I watched it, but it's not a movie I'd ever watch again using the Eric Lane test. Like it was sweet. It's kind of all right, and then I don't think I'll think about it ever again. But what are we watching next week, Eric?
All right, the movie we are watching next is my pick. It's from 2014. Okay. I'll give you some of the actors in this movie. Martin Short, Owen Wilson, Reese Witherspoon, Benicio del Toro, just to name a few.
Is it Inherent Vice?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Okay.
I thought it was vague enough, but
no. The second you said Martin Short, that was like it just took me a second to come up with the name because he has the one scene in it.
Yeah.
And he's not in a ton of stuff in the 2010s. Certainly not a ton of stuff that I think Eric Lane would care about. What's a movie that Martin Sheen was in the 2010s that Eric would want to watch? Oh, Inherent Vice. Okay.
I've seen this movie one time. I think one time. I have no real memories of it. And it's one of PTA's movie. Have we done a PTA movie?
No, There Will Be Blood when we did our greatest movies thing. We talked There Will Be Blood.
So not a lot of PTA on our podcast. He's got a new movie coming out. And it's one of his I'd like to revisit because I remember being very confused the first time I saw it, and I really honestly have no memories of, like you said, Martin Short. I don't remember him even being in the movie.
He's a dentist. So. Speaking of which, he's a dentist, okay. And he
does he get man-tanned?
No, I think he gives Joaquin Phoenix some drugs in it at some point. I think he visits him for drugs or intel or both. I don't remember. He calls Joaquin Phoenix a greedy hippie. That's about one of the only things I do remember. It is like the greedy hippie once, and I snorts coke or something. I don't remember what drug it is. But Inherent Vice.
It was a huge bomb.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at it. It cost $20 million to make, and in the U.S. it only made $8 million. Like that is a gigantic bomb. So interesting.
Yeah, it was a movie.
It's on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, nice.
Okay, easy enough.
So yeah, Inherent Vice next week on the Pod of Dreams, where dreams come true.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right.